Larry says that Lincoln Riley always loses games he's not supposed to. Okay, before Matt cuts loose on this one, my 2 cents is basically number one, if you're an elite head coach of an elite program, basically almost any game you lose until you match up against another elite is a game you're not supposed to. So unless you're winning 100% of your games, you're losing. Take Nick Saban, lost back-to-back years to Ole Miss, fill in the blank, Texas A&M last year. Urban Meyer losing to Michigan State in various pitfalls to Purdue and Iowa, but they're winning 90+% of their games. Everybody loses games they're not supposed to lose. Yes, Lincoln Riley had a few of those, but it was a 65-game resume with only 10 losses at Oklahoma.
Couldn't have said it better, Mark. The only other thing I'd add is that as a head coach, Larry, Lincoln Riley has never lost more than 2 games in a season. And so he has lost a few games that he's not supposed to. Iowa State, Kansas State when he was at Oklahoma. But he doesn't lose many of them. He loses some, but not many of them. So if you're looking at a coach who really slips on the banana peel and squanders opportunities, that's really kind of the underlying intent and meaning behind the phrase, he loses games he's supposed to win. You wouldn't put Lincoln Riley anywhere close to the forefront of the list. You'd go to a program like, say, North Carolina State. And North Carolina State was lucky to get away with a win over East Carolina. That is the classic example in terms of a school. I'm not talking about Doran specifically, though obviously he shares in North Carolina State's history. But North Carolina State, one of only 4 Power 5 programs, which has never gone to a New Year's Six Bowl, formerly BCS Bowl, formerly Bowl Alliance Bowl Collision, 1980s New Year's Day bowl games. Rutgers, Vanderbilt, South Carolina are the other 3. So that's an example of losing games you're supposed to. That North Carolina State always seems to lose that one extra game, which makes the difference between the Gator Bowl and a New Year's Six Bowl. So in terms of when we think about examples of certain constructs, certain realities, you don't go right to Lincoln Riley. You go to North Carolina State. Other examples in that vein.
Texas since 2009.
Yes, definitely. Another great example.
And the point I'll make on the NC State game, the differentiation I make between a team that's supposed to win and handle an opponent that struggles throughout the game, but makes the plays, and they're still considered maybe lucky or fortunate, but they made plays to win the game, versus you use the term lucky, because NC State did nothing to alter those 2 kicks that were missed. You and I, Matt, could have been on NC State's special teams during those 2 kicks and just stood there and held our hands up. The guy just missed the kicks. They were gifted that win by East Carolina. It's not like they blocked a kick like Florida State did, or they made some kind of outstanding strip sack with the game on the line. That's pulling a game out of the fire because your athletes made the plays when they needed to, even in an underachieving, underwhelming performance overall.
Yep. The very simple thing here is that sometimes you win a game, other times the opponent loses the game. And East Carolina lost that game more than North Carolina State won it. And we're not trying to be mean to North Carolina State. It's just that the ball was in the opponent's hands and the opponent flubbed it. Then sometimes games are decided like that. And sometimes you need luck like that to win national championships. We've seen plenty of examples of that in past years, like the flea kicker with Nebraska and Missouri, Matt Davis, and some just crazy things happening. Sometimes you need to be insanely lucky. And North Carolina State did get insanely lucky. But that doesn't change the reality that it was more about what the opponent failed to do than what North Carolina State did positively. No question about it. And that does shape perceptions.
Merging luck, North Carolina State, and national championships into the same sentence in 2016, NC State missed a chip shot 30-yarder against Clemson.
Kyle Bambard, baby.
Yes, that would have been a second Clemson loss. They would not have won the ACC and gone to the college football playoff to win a national championship, and they did absolutely nothing to alter that kick. They just lucked out.